what are the different communication mediums that are available and how these communication mediums are connected with one another, that we are going to see in unit 2, that is CO2, that is our course objective 2. Coming to course objective 3, we are going to see whenever we send some information through the communication medium, it may be lost or corrupted in the on the way to the destination. So when you send some request, to say when you try to open a Facebook page, you won't get that page instantly. Okay, so the Facebook page will load for certain amount of time depending on the bandwidth and how much data speed you have and what type of communication medium you are using. It may take less time or it will take a little bit more time. So that is the third one, that is the error control mechanism. So the error control mechanism deals with such issues. So whenever the data is corrupted, how your device knows the data is corrupted, how your device will able to correct the data itself. So that is nothing but this third course objective, that is the third unit we will be discussing about. And the fourth one is applying routing algorithm. So say when you want to, so we are humans, we have so much knowledge compared to systems. We learn from our childhood, we still keep on learning about uh, how to move in the world. Okay, so when you want to move from one place to another place, let's say if you want to go to, say, Delhi from your location, you know how to go to Delhi clearly. That means you will take a bike and you will go to a nearby bus stand. From there you will take a bus and you will go to nearby railway station. From there you will, if you have a direct train to Delhi, you will catch the train. Otherwise, if you go, if you want to go quickly, you will take the bus or train to the nearest airport. From there, you will go by a flight. So all these things are embedded into our brain. So we learn those things from the childhood, but the systems can't do anything autonomously, at least for now. Okay, so you need to program the systems how to work. So now uh, when you open some web page in your mobile, the information, that is, you enter the URL, you will enter facebook.com on the URL page and you will click enter. Immediately this information must go to the server. So how your system is able to find out the server? You know, the servers are very limited. You will have a limited number of servers dispersed around the world. So how your mobile is able to find out where is that server and how to go to that particular server? Okay, so those are nothing but routing algorithm. That means how the information is routed from your device to the destination device. So that we are going to discuss in fourth unit, that is our course objective 4. And at the same time, see, imagine transportation service without traffic control. See, without a traffic control, if without the traffic police system, what happens? There will be lot of accidents. There will be lot of traffic collisions. Okay, so people will be stuck in the junctions, especially in places like metro cities. Okay, so we need some mechanism to control all those traffic, so that no person will be kept on waiting at a junction for his entire lifetime. Okay, you may be needed to wait for certain amount of time, so that time must be uniform to all. Sometimes, say, when a VIP is going through a particular location, let's say your corresponding MLA is going through your town, at that time the traffic will be cleared for them. That means they will be given priority. When an ambulance is going through a heavy traffic, the ambulance will be given priority. So all these things must be considered in our computer network also. Remember, the computer network is completely built by thinking about our surroundings. So these routing algorithms and congestion controls are same as our transportation system and transport traffic control. Okay, so those things, how those are implemented in computer networks, will be discussed in our fourth unit, that is CO4. Okay, now coming to fifth unit, we are going to discuss about a few more in-depth concepts. Okay, that means a simple example is, in your system, if you are using a mobile or a laptop, laptop, you won't be just using this Zoom app. Yes or no? So in the front, it may be running Zoom app. In the background, a WhatsApp app will be running. So it will be accepting messages continuously from the server. In another web, I mean, in something like Google Chrome, you will be opening a Facebook page or some other Google page. Okay. And your system in the background running so many different applications which will be continuously running. Now, how when a packet comes to your, when a information comes to your system, how your system will identify this information belongs to so and so application. Just imagine a letter comes to your home, okay, but the letter is not for all the people in the home, it is for only one person in the home. So how that will be identified? Your name will be there on the letter, then the letter belongs to you. Your father name is there on the letter belongs to your father. If the your brother or sister name is on the letter, then you will know, okay, this letter belongs to so and so person in my home. In the same way, when some information comes to your system must first identify, yeah, it is right, Indira, some 510 ports. So they are not hardware ports, there are certain things called software ports. Okay, so there are certain number of ports in your system which will be allocated to each and every application. So such things are controlled by one particular program in your system. That program is called transport layer. So we are going to discuss about that in our 5th unit, that is CO5. Okay, coming to the last one, that is CO6. So CO6 describes about application layer. So whatever you have in the background, you need a front end. Okay, front end means not exactly the GUI. The front end in terms of computer network is the raw module that is used as backend of your GUI. When you create a web application, okay, the application front end, actual front end is the GUI. The CN related front end will be the backside of your GUI. How the data is moved, what type of services you are using to move your data. So you can't use the same service for all communication. You can't use the service that you are using for message for video conferencing. Yes or no? So మీకు ఒక మెసేజ్ పంపించాను అనుకోండమ్మా, సో ద మెసేజ్ క్యాన్ delayed a little bit. Okay, if I send a message, the message can take few seconds, few minutes also sometimes. But when I use this particular type of communications, let's say Zoom communication, my screen must be immediately available to you. So I can't use the same service to all the application. Depending on what application, what type of application I am using, the services must be defined. So what are the different types of applications, how they are using the bottom, I mean the remaining layer services, that we are going to see in the 6th unit, that is CO6. So these 6 are our course objectives. Okay, so these 6 are the fundamentals. Okay, so we'll start with our first unit, that is CO1, the fundamentals of networks, network concepts, as well as reference models. Okay, so in unit 1, we're going to see these topics. So we'll start with what is meant by computer networks, followed by what are the applications of computer networks. So the real world applications that we are seeing around us, we are going to see. Okay, followed by what are the hardware components that involve, the basic hardware components that involves in a computer networks communication, followed by software components. Okay, that means nothing but the reference model, as I said previously, that is nothing but the software which involves, which contains all the layers, transport layer, network layer, which is taking care of routing, etc, etc. Okay, so in your syllabus you are not going to see these 4 concepts actually, but these 4, without these 4 concepts you can't learn the actual topic. So this is the first topic in our syllabus. So that is the OSI reference model, followed by the TCP/IP reference model. That means we are going to see 2 different types of softwares. Okay, 2 different types of software models. Instead of software, let's say software models. Okay, followed by we are going to see the networks, the first computer network to the current computer network. Okay, so when the first computer network is established, when the current computer network is established, all those things we are going to see, and followed by certain network topologies, and followed by what are the different network types. So the bold, the things represented in the bold letters are the actual syllabus of a CN Unit 1. But to know about these, you compulsory need to learn about these four concepts. So in this class, we are going to concentrate on these four concepts. Okay. So as I said, day one, we're going to see what is computer network, applications, network hardware. So these three things we're going to discuss in this particular class in this 45 minutes, the coming 45 minutes. Okay. Pay attention to these things, because if you are not understanding these things, it is completely not justifiable to learn the remaining concepts. Okay. If you are clear with these things, then you can easily understand the remaining concepts. The first four are very crucial to our subject. Okay. So SCN, computer network. So what is meant by computer network? Can I say by combining two computers, by tying them together with a rope, can I call them a computer network? I can't call them a computer network. You can only say two or more computers are part of a computer network if and only if they are able to exchange information with one another. Okay, there is no need for any physical medium. Okay, physical medium means any wide physical medium. You can use either wide physical medium or wireless physical medium, but by simply connecting between the two LAN ports, you won't get the communication. You need the corresponding softwares. Okay, and you need the corresponding supporting applications. You need everything. Without the entire pack, you can't establish communication between two systems. So a computer network is a set of computers connected together and able to communicate with one another. That means able to exchange information with one another. So if they are not connected together, then the remaining thing is not possible. So first thing, they need to be connected together. And second thing, they must be able to exchange information with one another. Okay, there. If you say, so I have connected my two computers, two laptops with a LAN cable, but I'm not getting communication, means you have connected, but you have either you are not properly connected, or your laptops have no such software drivers which will support such communication. Okay, so this is one example. So if you go back like 10 years back, 10 years back, two laptops can't directly communicate. So 10 years back, even though you have all the wires, ports, everything in your laptop, the drivers are not available in your laptops. But now you can connect two laptops together and you can establish a small network without help of any other third party device. Okay, because now your laptops are having such softwares in your system that is nothing but drivers. Okay, so a computer network is a set of computers connected together and able to exchange information. So remember this point, because from this particular definition you may get bits, okay, in online exams, and we are not even sure whether you will be having descriptive exams in the future or not, as long as this corona pandemic was gone. Okay, so you need to change the way of your study. You need to concentrate more on the objective type questions rather than subjective descriptive type questions. Okay, so one objective question that you may get is from this particular topic, that is a computer network is say you will be having options like two devices connected together, and able to exchange information, two devices that are placed in the same room, something like that. You will be getting options. So you need to give the right choice. That choice is connected together and able to exchange information. So without this, you can't say you have a computer network with you. Okay, so this is an example that we will be seeing around us. Okay, so a computer network means this entire thing is a computer network, or that you can separate this internet from your home. Let's say some of you are having some network service providers modems with you. That means either you will be getting internet from BSNL or internet from some other third party service providers, where you will be using one modem. You will be connecting that BSNL cable to your modem. From that modem you will be having another cable to, normally we will be using one wired come wireless router. Okay, so this router is connected to different systems through wires, as well as connected to different systems through wireless communication mediums. Okay, so this is wired, this is wires, so all these things are connected through wires. Okay, and this smartphone and this entertainment system, that is nothing but this laptop, this IP camera, and this wireless media players, all these things are connected without wires. That means wireless medium. So this is one example of computer network. So here you can see different types of things here. Okay, so you can see few intermediate devices, that is nothing but the router, the wireless router or the wired router, and the cable modem. Okay, and you can see some devices which are actually either generating information or getting information. Remember, in computer networks we will be talking about two types of things. One is there are few devices which will either generate information or will get the information. Okay, get means they are the destinations for the information, or they are the source for the information. And there are things which will only relay the information. They are not generating the information, they are not consuming the information. Remember these two words. There are devices which will generate or consume information. There are devices which will not generate but not consume information but relay information. Okay, so there are these two such type of devices. So these two devices will only just relay the information. Okay, this webcam will generate the information. That means it will capture whatever in front of it and it will project that, it will send that information. Okay, this desktop will generate the information and will send the information. This camera will generate the information and send it, and this mobile can generate as well as can receive information. So there are so many different types of devices involved in our communication. Okay, so I repeat, so all these things are a part of a private network, let's say your home network. Okay, and I can say these are part of a computer network because all these devices are connected with one another. At the same time they will be able to exchange information. I am able to exchange I am able to open some web pages in my mobile. That means I can say that, okay, this mobile is part of my computer network. I am able to access this Zoom, I mean this class, online class, through this laptop. I can say this laptop is part of my computer network. I can't able to access this IP camera, then I cannot say this IP camera is not a part of my is a part of my computer network. It is not a part of my computer network because I am not able to access this IP camera. Let's say, let's assume like that. Okay, so if you are able to print something from this printer from any of these devices, then you can say this printer is part of your computer network. Otherwise you can't say this is not a part of, otherwise you can say this is not a part of your computer network. So like that, you need to first decide whether you are able to communicate with them or not. So remember this point. This point is very important in the coming units. Now let's go with the applications. So coming to the applications of computer networks, before going through these slides, let me get the answers from you. Can anyone tell me some applications of these computer networks? Don't tell me this online class. This online class is surely an application of computer networks, which is falls under the category of, let's say, video conferencing. Apart from this, can you tell some other examples of computer network? You can reply in the chat box, guys. Since this is not a classroom, you can express freely. So WhatsApp, that is right, 535. So WhatsApp is an application of computer network. Any more answers? Instagram, Facebook. So all these things are commonly known as one thing. WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, all these things are called social networks. Okay, so social networks are Yeah, social networks or social media are called is an application of computer network. So Chrome is not an application of computer network. Chrome is just a front end which will allow you to do one particular application, that is nothing but client server communication, which is nothing but web service. So web service is an application of computer network. Okay. Anything else? So you are, I think, in this particular pandemic situation, you are not buying everything to by going to shops, right? Where you are buying things? So Amazon, Flipkart. So these things are called. There is one specific term for all these things. It is not just online shopping or online marketing. There is a old term for this thing. E-commerce, right? One person gave me the right answer. 510. Good. So 510 and 5H4. So the answer is e-commerce. So e-commerce is only possible because you have internet. Without internet, you can't have e-commerce. So without computer networks, you can't have internet. So e-commerce is an application of computer networks. So Bridges not. Yeah, TeamViewer is an application of computer network. Any more answers? Yeah, good. So you people are responding nicely. Let me go with my answers for these particular questions. What are the applications? So I divide my applications into certain categories. So the first category is business applications. Okay. So business application means one answer you already gave, e-commerce. So apart from e-commerce, let me tell the other application. So normally whenever you, since you are not went, you people have not went to any software industry, but you people saw some scenes from movies, software scenes from movies. Okay. See, in software industries, people will collaborate with one another to finish one project. Okay. So a project will be divided among a team of software employees. Okay, they will be doing their part of work. Okay, but in the current days, these part of works will be automatically synced with one another because of computer networks. Because we have a specific application called resource sharing. Okay, using resource sharing, you can share one database with all the people, so all the people will do their part of work on that shared database and they will save that work in a shared I mean, let's say server. Okay, a data server. Okay, so that is nothing but resource sharing. And another application is a printer. A printer will be shared among all the employees in the building. Let's say, you can say in our department, since we are CSE people, we have a printer in our department. Okay, which will be shared by all the people, all the faculty of CSE. So that is nothing but resource sharing. Okay. um, and the emails, so the communication plays a very important role. So the internet is enabling the people to communicate with one another through a specific type of communication, which is nothing but this email, which exists from long back, almost you can say from the inception of computer networks. These emails are all there. Okay, so emails are actually designed for business applications purpose. Later they came to public. Remember this point. Emails are not actually designed for public. They are designed for business application. Later they are open to everyone, the public. Okay, then VPNs. So these VPNs plays a very important role in the current days again, because all the things are I mean, all the software companies are saying that the government is saying only 60% or 40% of the employees are, I mean, allowed to work from the office. Remaining people have to work from home. But when you are dealing with crores of rupees, that means when you are dealing with projects of crores of rupees, the data must be securely transferred from your home to your office. Okay, if you are not doing like that, then your competitors will try to hack that information and get that yeah, there is one answer. Guys, one person gave one specific answer, that is because some China apps are banned, VPN is used. It is not exactly, but it's, you can say something like that. So some third party apps must be leaking your information from your devices, or your competitors intentionally accessed the communication medium between your home and your company. Okay, so in such cases, your crores, your project, which worth thousands of crores, will be lost. Okay, so to avoid such thing, we have some secure way of communication with one another, that is nothing but using virtual private networks, where you will virtually make your home and your office as a private network. So such application is business application. And finally, we have our uh, e-commerce. Okay, Open VPN is a service provider of VPN. Okay, so 507 gave this message, Open VPN. So Open VPN is one private VPN service provider. Okay, so these four belongs to the business application. Now coming to home application. So in home applications, we have TVs. Okay, see why I said TV means nowadays, see in my home I am uh, not at all using the cable connections. What I am using is, I am using apps like Hotstar, Netflix, Amazon View, all these things. So all these things are possible because of internet, and again, internet is possible because of computer network. So I can say, in a home application, entertainment, which is nothing but this TV, is a part, is a application of computer network. And smart homes. Okay, so smart homes means, let's say, you want to control your entire home electricity from different locations. You want to monitor your security, your home security from your office. So all these things falls under smart homes. Okay, so again, 510 Raspberry Pi is one such device which allows you to make your home a smart home. Okay, so, and another application, so home application, so this Facebook, Twitter, etc., is a part of our entertainment as well as our social exchange of information. It is not a part of business application, at least I can say, till a decade back. Okay, now they are using this Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, everything for even business applications. Okay, so they are using these things for publicity purpose also. So now in the current scenario, I can't just limit this Facebook, Twitter, etc. to home applications. Even I can include them to business application, but actually their intention is for home application. That means for our entertainment or personal message exchange purpose. Okay, coming to mobile applications, see, mobiles are completely different. A business, in a business, the devices are fixed at a specific location. In home, your TV is fixed to your wall. It won't be moving from one room to another room. Forget about one home to another home. It can't even move from one room to another room. Okay, in smart home, those devices will be placed in a specific locations. Okay, so your computers are fixed to a specific location, but mobile applications are completely different. Mobile applications are completely moving from location to location. So even though you may think that there are some common things between home applications and the mobile applications and the business applications and mobile applications, these are completely different, because mobile applications involves continuous movement. Okay, so the devices will be moving continuously. So the application, the first most application is GPS. Okay, global positioning satellite service, that is nothing but your location service, is a mobile application. So you need these things only for mobile applications. For the above application, those devices are fixed to that location. There is no need to continuously get your location. So your TV will not be moving from that particular location at least for few months or years. So there is no need to install a GPS in it and find out the location of that TV. The TV location is fixed. Okay, but your mobile will be moving from one place to another place. And smartphones are possible because of mobile application of computer network. Okay, and wearable devices. we have our smart bands. You will be having Apple smartwatch, you will be having Google, Samsung smart watches. All these things are possible because of computer networks. So wearable devices are an application of computer networks which belongs to the category of mobile application. Okay, so these are the different application areas and the corresponding applications, but not limited to these things. Remember guys, so these are not limited. So applications are not limited to only these 10 applications. There are so many applications. Okay, I can't even count them. Okay, so in this slide I only showing some important applications that we are very familiar with or we need. Okay, so let's move to the next topic. So we have finished what is meant by computer network, and we have discussed what are the applications of computer network. So we are going to see now what are the network hardware. Okay, so in network hardware, a computer network involves three types of devices. Remember, a computer network involves three types of devices. As you can see, um, a connecting device, which is nothing but, as I said previously, a device which relays information from one device to another device. Okay, see, hubs, switches, routers, modems. So all these things are connecting devices. So they won't be generating information, they won't be consuming information, they will be getting information from some other device, some other end device or some other connecting device, and they will be forwarding that information to another device. Okay, so such devices are called connecting devices. Okay, and we have an important thing, communication medium. So communication medium means which connects two devices together. Okay, which provides a way of sending the information. So we have wired communication mediums and wireless communication mediums. So if you are using PCs in your home, you will be normally using a LAN cable connected to a modem, let's say a BSNL modem or some Wi-Fi router or a wired switch. Okay, if you are using a laptop, you will be connected to a wireless router using some wireless. If you are using a mobile, you may be using directly a cell tower. Okay, a cell tower is a connecting device, and you are using that wireless signals to communicate, to send data from your mobile to cell tower. So from cell tower to the destination, the communication will sometimes go through wired. ఓకే, ఆప్టికల్ ఫైబర్స్ ద్వారా వెళ్తున్నాము నార్మల్ గా. సెల్ టవర్స్ నుంచి సెల్ టవర్స్ కి కమ్యూనికేషన్ నార్మల్లీ గోస్ త్రూ ఆప్టికల్ ఫైబర్స్ nowadays. Okay, that is the reason why we are getting that much bandwidth. Optical fibers are the fastest and the communication medium which provides heavy bandwidth. Okay, then there comes the edge devices. So edge devices means which will either generate information or consume information. Okay, that means either they are the sources of information or they are the destinations of information. So what are the edge devices that we will be seeing normally? A PC, a computer, personal computer is an edge device. A laptop is an edge device. A server is an edge device. A printer is an edge device. Okay, so let me ask you a small set of questions. You need to answer guys. And before giving you these questions, let me get you one thing clear to you. In every class, normally in my class, you will be having a session. In between the session, I'm going to give you certain questions. You need to answer those questions. I am going to remember, I'm going to note down the numbers, the people who gave responses to those particular questions. Okay, even I may use them for giving attendance also, along with the your the attendance generated by this particular application. Okay, and from next week onwards, at the end of every class, I'm going to give you a quiz. Okay, on the completed concepts. Okay, so this quiz, on by the direction of principal, every faculty is going to give the quiz that is at the end of the session. So you need to answer those questions. Okay, and we were going to discuss on that quiz on the next day, followed by that day topics, again a quiz at the end of the day. Okay, so like that where sessions are going to happen. So in the middle of the session, I'm going to launch some polls. You need to answer those polls. So just now I gave one poll. I think it is visible to you. 3 questions are there on the concept that is just discussed now. Okay, so give your answers to those polls. I will be opening that quiz for only like 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes, I want all you people answer these questions. I got only 23 responses till now. 30. I got 30 responses. I got 40 responses. 50. 60. 70. Got 88 responses till now. 2 more minutes, guys. I'm going to close the poll. 90 responses till now. If someone is not responding, means I will take it as they just opened the Zoom app and they left the mobile and they are doing their own work without listening to the class. Right or wrong, just give the answers. We'll see which options are right and which options are wrong. 94 responses, 20 more to respond. One more minute. 100 people responded till now. There are 13 more to respond. 5F9. Okay, I will note down 5F9. No worries. Okay, I'm ending the quiz. So there are 10 people who have not responded. See, from you can see the response, and from the responses you can clearly see what are the right answers for this particular question. Okay, so the first question is mobile is an edge device. Normally your mobile, sir, there are few exception cases. I can't strike out the last option also, connecting device. Sometimes you can use your mobile as a connecting device. Let's say you opened an hotspot in your mobile and you are providing service to all the other mobiles around you. Then you can say your mobile became a connecting device as well as edge device. But the right answer for this particular question, the actual intention of mobile device is to use as edge device. Remember this, guys. So mobile is an edge device because it is generating information and it is consuming information. So when it is generating information, let's say you opened a Chrome page and you entered facebook.com and clicked enter, go button. Immediately your mobile generates information. It will send information through the carrier, that is nothing but the wireless communication medium, and it is going to the cell tower. From there through some other devices it will go to the server, Facebook server. A reply will be coming back from your cell tower. The reply will come back to your mobile. Your mobile will consume that reply and it will display that reply as web page on your screen. So your mobile generates information, consumes information. So it is clearly an edge device. Okay. Now optical fiber. So optical fiber is a communication medium. It is used for carrying information. Okay. It is not, it is used for connecting to devices, either an edge device and edge device, or edge device and connecting device, or connecting device and connecting device. So it is not false under communicate, I mean, connecting device. And why I'm seeing some people are saying this is an edge device. It is not at all a device. It is just a communication medium which is used for carrying information. Okay, information can't be stored in that device. You can remember like this: information can't be stored in that device, in that medium. It will just pass through that medium. Okay, when I speak something, I am a source, so I am an edge device. You are a receiver, so you are an edge device. The air in between us will be a communication medium. It is not a communication device. Okay, and Geo5 modem. So most of you may be using this such modem. Okay, I am using a Geo5 modem. Okay, so this modem is a connecting device. It is connecting the cell tower and my laptop through this modem. So this is a connecting device. So majority of the people gave the right answer. 56 people said that mobile is an edge device. That is right. And I can even accept the answer connecting device. So 11 people gave the answer as connecting device. Some cases it is connecting device, even though you are not gave the, you are not you have not given that option according to this explanation, but still I will accept that answer. Okay, and optical fiber, 60 people gave the right option, that is communication medium. Okay, and these 12 people who said this is an edge device are completely wrong. You need to go through these concepts again for once. And Geo5 modem is a connecting device. 72 people gave right option. Okay, but these 16 and 15, so these options are wrong. It is not an edge device. It can't consume. When a reply comes to the Geo5 modem, it won't display or take that reply. It will forward that reply to your laptop or your mobile. Okay, so that is about this particular poll. So such polls will be there in our class, remember guys. So I will take it as only these people are active in my class and the remaining people are not at all active in the class, remaining 10 people. Okay, Now, let me finish this topic. So in network hardware, we have discussed about the participating entities. So we have connecting devices, we have communication mediums, we have edge devices. So what is the other thing is a communication, depending on what type of communication medium you are using, your communication can be a unicasting, or which is sometimes called as point to point communication. Okay, and it is a multicasting or broadcasting communication. So unicasting means, see, uh, if you call your friend and if you exchange some information, say if you express some doubts and your friend clears that doubts, you can say that communication is clearly a point to point communication, which is nothing but a unicasting communication. Okay, the end to end communication is a unicasting communication. Now if you take this particular session, the class, our first class, it is a broadcasting communication. So I am sending an information to you all the 116 people that are there in this session is getting whatever I am sending. So that is nothing but a broadcasting. Multicasting means, if I am sending some information to a particular group of people, say if I post a message in only CSCA WhatsApp group, but I am not posting that message in CSCB WhatsApp group, then I can say I am using multicast. Multicasting means I am sending information to a group of people, not to all people. Okay, all people means all the 116 people in this session. Okay, few people means multicasting. Okay, only one person means unicasting. Yeah, there are other things called public and private. Again, 507 gave one answer, that is public and private communication, that we will discuss when we move to network layer. Okay, so that is in third, fourth unit, I think. Okay, so till now there is no need to worry about those things. So public and private communications. So the most important things that you need to know is this unicasting, multicasting, broadcasting. And apart from this, there is one another type of thing, that is simplex, half duplex, and full duplex. I think these things may already familiar to you from some physics classes in intermediate, or I think in 10th, somewhere like that. Okay, simplex, half duplex, and full duplex. So are you people familiar with these terms or not? You can reply in the chat box. No? Okay. So let me explain these things with an example. So everyone is familiar with walkie talkies, right? Walkie talkies. Yeah. So normally in walkie talkies, we will be hearing one particular term at the end of every statement. What is the term? When two people are communicating, yeah, over. See, walkie talkies are the basic walkie talkies are pure simplex devices. So simplex devices means, why we are using that over word is, um, in walkie talkies, when one person is speaking something, the other person can't speak. Okay, so that's the reason uh, they are using this over word to tell that I am finished with my talking. I am going to stop now. I'm going to listen now. You can speak from now onwards. Okay. So the other person will speak at the end of his uh, uh, talk. He is going to say the word over, saying that okay, I am done with my talking. So I am now going to listen mode. You can speak now. So this over word is used for that purpose, to switch from active to listen state. Okay, so talking state to listening state. So that communication is simplex communication. So no two persons can't communicate at the same time. Okay, sorry. So this is an example for half duplex. Don't take it for simplex. So walkie talkies are an example for half duplex, because no two persons are able to communicate at the same time. Okay, so when I speak, you listen. When you speak, I listen. So two-way communication is possible. So here we have two-way communication, but not at the same time. But in simplex, we have only one-way communication. So example is FM radio. So when you use FM radios, you will be able to listen whatever is say, I mean, speaking by, I mean, whatever is happening in the radio station, whatever is spoken by the radio jockey. But even though you say something, your reply won't be going through the communication to the radio station. Yes or no? So that is a simplex communication. Okay, FM radio is an example of simplex communication. So there is only one-way communication always. So off duplex means I can say walkie-talkie. Okay. So full duplex means both persons can exchange information at the same time. Okay. So an example will be something like your landline communication or your mobile communication. So when you are saying something, the other person can also say the something, and you will be able to listen your voice as well as the other person's voice, because your landline communication or your mobile communication is allowing you to communicate at the same time. So this two-side arrow, double arrow, represents full duplex communication. So an example is mobile communication. Okay, so we have three types of communication: simplex communication, off duplex communication, full duplex communication. Simplex means only one-way communication. Off duplex means two-way communication, but not simultaneously, not at the same time. Full duplex communication means two-way communication simultaneously at the same time. So examples are simplex FM radio, off duplex walkie-talkie communication, full duplex mobile communication. Wireless microphone is a device. How we are using the device tells whether it is a full duplex or off duplex. So this is an answer for 5H4. So 5H4 asking that is wireless microphone is an example for full duplex. So normally in terms of the device is purely a simplex device. Your wireless microphone will only able to convert your voice to electrical signals. It can't convert electrical signals to voice. A speaker can connect electrical signals to sound waves. Okay, but speaker cannot connect a sound wave back to electrical signals. Okay, so these are devices. They are not communication, clearly communication. They are communicating devices. Okay, so that is about this today's session. Okay, so in this class, let me show you what we have discussed. So we saw what is meant by computer networks. A computer network is a set of computers that are connected together and able to exchange information with one another. So that such thing is called computer network. Okay, and an example is also shown here. So this entire network is having so many different types of devices connected in different manners, which creates a home network in your home. Okay, or you can say an office network. And coming to the applications, we have business applications, that is resource sharing, emails, VPNs, and e-commerce. And we have home applications, that is TVs, smart homes, and Facebook, Twitter, etc. And we have mobile applications, that is GPS, smartphones, and wearable devices. So these 10 are the well-known applications of computer networks that you can see around us. So few people raised hands. So I will be coming back to you at the end of the session. Okay, just wait for 2 minutes. Okay, coming to network hardware. So there are three types of entities that are participating in your computer network communication. So the connecting devices, connection mediums, communication mediums. So connecting devices means the intermediate devices which only relay the information. Remember this word, relay. Okay, so which relay the information from one device to another device. Okay, communication medium means which carry the information. Okay, so from one place to another place, you can say. So those are wired and wireless mediums. And edge devices means which either generates the information or consumes the information. So that is about different types of devices participants in your communication. And the types of communication, we have unicasting or point to point. Okay, and the other type is multicasting and broadcasting. So unicasting means one to one, multicasting means one to many, broadcasting means one to all. Remember these three. Unicasting means one to one, multicasting means one to many, broadcasting means one to all. And along with these things, we also discussed about simplex, half duplex, full duplex communication. Simplex means one way, half duplex means two way but not simultaneously, full duplex means two way and simultaneously. Examples are FM radio for simplex and walkie-talkie communication for half duplex and mobile communication for full duplex. So that is the end of the session. So I'm going to unmute 554. So you can unmute and you can ask your doubt. So by that time, let me answer a question from 513. Just wait for 1 minute. So 510, you are asking, sir, duplex is a type of communication. Yeah, of course. You can't say just duplex, simplex, half duplex and full duplex. There is no pure duplex communication. There is half duplex communication, full duplex communication. Okay, half duplex communication, as I said, two-way but not at the same type of communication. Full duplex means two-way at the same time type of communication. There is no normal duplex communication clearly. Okay, now 530, you can ask. Five 30, no doubts. You raised your hand. Okay, I will lower your hand. So that is the today's session. So if you have no doubts, you can leave this session, you can close it. And if you have any doubts, you can stay and ask. I will be available for 10 more minutes if you have any doubts. Remaining people, you can leave. If you want to ask any doubt, you can ask in the chat box, or you can ask me to unmute you. I will unmute you. I'm giving permission to all. You can unmute yourself now and you can ask doubt if you have any. Okay, 5A7 is asking what is hubs. Yeah, so hub, switch, router, all these are connecting devices. Sir, what about attendance? Attendance, see, faculty are taking attendance manually. I don't think so. I will use the poll answer first thing, and our LMS is going to generate your attendance automatically. So let me answer one by one. 5A7 hub, as I said, hub, switch, router, all these things are different types of devices which is having specific capabilities. So hubs are cheapest connecting device, but it has no capability. It is going to just connect multiple devices together. Okay, so we are going to discuss about hub when we move to the second unit. And switches means they are like hubs, but they have a little bit more capabilities. We are using switches in our labs. Routers means see the routers can work in depth compared to the capabilities is increasing when you move from left to right in this particular line. Hubs are lowest, having less capabilities. Switches, you can say medium capabilities. Routers, moderate capabilities. Modems are having very high capabilities. Okay. Now, another question is network software. Yeah, we are going to discuss about network software in the next class. So no worries about that. 510. So my question is there any lab session? Actually, I'm not sure about that. 535. About lab sessions, I'm not sure about that for now, because you can't come to college. We can't ask you to come to college till this pandemic situation is over. Okay. But if you people are having laptops, please, I can plan some lab sessions because since CSC labs means mostly programming labs, we can plan. But if you are having laptops only, how we are able to connect to Wi-Fi and access internet through router without any wired connection to my phone with router? If router, see 510 again. See, if a router is a wireless supporting router, then only you will be able to connect your phone. See, if you take your PC is not having Wi-Fi module inside it. Supporting hardware must be there and supporting software must be there. Then only it will provide such service. If a router is having Wi-Fi service, then you can directly access that by entering the ID and password, and you can connect your mobile to that router. If there is no support of Wi-Fi, then you can't connect your mobile to that. Okay, 510. I want to know how it's working. Okay, so I'm going to create some simulations in the future classes. No, don't worry about that. I'm going to practically show you people how the communications are happening between your mobile and a web page, a web server. Okay, how information is moving through the device to device, from your mobile to your Wi-Fi router, from your Wi-Fi router to your modem, from your modem to your through the internet, through the server. All these things we are going to see in the future. 510, don't worry. This is just the first class. We can't learn everything in a single class of 1 hour.